Hello, my name is Madam Art from Edukea Institution. Today we are going to learn about English language and the topic known as community farming. In this topic, we will write the poem, then to start the picture. After that, we read a passage on community farming, then to answer the question about it. Also, you will practice using some vocabulary items related to the passage, then to identify the used sequence markers from the passage. Finally, in this topic, you write the sentence with sequence markers and rearrange the sentence using substitution table provided. After seeing the introduction of this topic, also you are going to study activity 1 talking about speaking practice. In speaking practice, we are going to recite the following poem which is introduced in introduction. This poem is about farmers. Covered in sweet, a hard working life, pressed in their feet, you reap what you sow, written in their hearts. Servant or humanity, hope is their daily bread, a prayer for all times. Farming is a passion, not for the short-sighted, not for the weak at heart, not for the race. Farmers are the guardian of hope, farmers are the unsung heroes, fire armed with manganese of seed. After reciting the poem, also should be to answer the following question about the poem. Answer the following questions from the poem. First question is, what kind of people are the farmers in the poem? In this question, you should be to write the kind of people are the farmers in this poem or in that poem. Second question is, what is a farmer's daily? Second question is, what is a farmer's daily bread? In this question should be to mention the farmer's daily bread. And third question is, what is a poem about? Should be to write the poem is about what? And the first question is, what lesson have you learned from the poem? In this question should be to write those lessons that you have learned from the poem. And the last question should be to write the reason on why farmers is important. After studying the question, also going in activity 3, talking about studying the picture, then to answer the question that 4. Here there is a picture, different things shown in the picture. There is people, horse, trees, and different things. After showing the picture, after studying the picture, should be to answer the following question. First question is, what do you see in the picture? You should be to write those things that you see in the picture. Second question is, what are the people in the picture doing? In this question, you should be to write those activities done by the people showing in the picture. Third question is, what tools do they use to do the work? In this question also should be mentioned all tools do they use to do the work. And the last question is, what are they going to get from work? In this question, you should be to write those things that people are going to get from their work that I do. After seeing that question, also you're going to read the passage below, then to answer the question that 4. The story is about community farming, which is introduced in introduction of this topic. The story started. My name is Mok. I live in Matala village. we depend on agriculture for our living. So every family in my village has a small farm. We also have a big community village farm. Every person in the village works on the farm. To begin with, 2 to 3 weeks before the early rains, we prepare the farm by ploughings. We plough the soil to a depth of at least 20 centimeters using a tractor. We normally hear the tractor from Mr. Ndisa, a big farmer from a nearby village. Tractor helps to turn over the upper layer of the soil. It also brings fresh nutrients up to the surface and buries weeds and the crop remains. At the post the soil creates long teachers for facility soil called furrows. Then at the onset of the rain, we harrow the farm. Harrowing involves breaking up large lumps of soil. This makes planting easier and ensures that seed germinates. For example, maize planting starting a few days after the onset of the rain when the soil is still moist. We leave space of 75 centimeters between rows and 25 centimeters between plants. The right spacing ensures good crop growth, makes it easier to weed, and reduces the spread of pests and diseases. After a few days, when the seed uproots, we add fertilizer on the soil. The type of fertilizer chosen depends on the type of the soil. We make sure that we buy the right amount of fertilizer for our farm and plant the right seed variety. Before purchasing seed, we examine the package to check the expiry date and ensure that it has not been tampered with. Afterward, with the maize plant about 30.48 centimeters high, we add a second round of fertilizer and spray pesticides. Pesticides are important because they protect crop from pest diseases and weeds, as well as release productivity without practicing more than half our crop would be lost to pests and disease. Finally, when the maize is ready, we have Jinti. We always have a big celebration after the harvest. In this celebration, a lot of food and drink are prepared. People eat, dance, and drink. Generally, our community farming has helped us to work as on farming and has brought a sense of belonging. In addition, it has increased our food production. In addition, it has increased our food production. Here is the end of this story. Complete this story by answering the following question. Choose the correct answer that completes each of the following sentences. In these questions, you should be to choose one of the best answers in order to complete the sentence. First question is the story taking place in a village called. In this question should be to choose one of the correct answer mentioned there. After them, you should be to put in the space provided. A is Mtala, B is Matala, C is Tamala, and D is Mboki. In this question should be to choose one of these answers in order to complete the name of the village takes place. Second question is, the village has where community farming is in practice. A, many people. B, hospitals. C, a big farm. And D is the trees. Answer this question should be to choose one of the best answers in order to complete the sentence. Third question is, the villagers prepare their farm using A, tractor. B, a horse. C, a hand. And D, people. Answer this question should be to choose one of the correct answers in order to complete the villagers prepare their farm by using what? After there, another question, first question is, how long is the process on? Should be to choose one of these answers in order to get the meaning of harrowing. First meaning is choosing the right seed. If the meaning of harrowing is choosing the right seed, should be to choose letter A as the answer. Also, healing the tractor. If the meaning of harrowing is healing the tractor, it should be to choose letter B to be an answer, as well as C and D. After their question or last question, which the following statement about the protein is true. In this question should be to choose one of the statements which is not true about the meaning of protein. A, it helps to turn over the upper layer of the soil. If the meaning or the statement about frying is not true, it helps to turn over the upper layer of the soil. You should be to choose the answer, letter A. Also, it helps to buy weeds and the remaining of the pressures. C, it helps for the producers. D, it helps to bring up fresh nutrients of the surface. Should be to choose one of the answer mentioned there in order to complete the sentence or in order to answer the question which is asked. Thank you for listening me. Welcome to another period.